All right, so let's do a deep dive into some pretty cool research
Yeah.
about how AI can be used to supercharge agile software development. We've got this study straight from Austrian Post Group IT
Yeah, Austrian Post Group IT.
about making agile meetings, like your daily scrums and refinement sessions, smoother and, smarter.
And what's really neat here is that they actually went beyond just theory. They designed and tested a couple of AI assistants, actual bots, in real meetings with development teams at Austrian Post.
It's almost like science fiction, having a
Yes.
bot just sit in on your meeting. But before we even get to the AI assistants, the study highlights a challenge that I think a lot of folks in the Agile world can relate to. It's this ironic situation where everyone wants to be Agile, but sticking to those strict frameworks like Scrum can sometimes feel like a burden.
Yeah, it can. That's exactly what the researchers found. They point out some common pain points, like those daily scrums that just drag on way past that 15-minute mark, or the struggles with accurately estimating feature complexity. And even large organizations like Austrian Post have had to adapt. They created their own modified agile framework called Prime to try and streamline things.
Oh, interesting. So it sounds like there's no one-size-fits-all Agile approach.
Exactly. It needs to be tailored to each team and organization, which takes time and effort. And that's where these AI assistants come in.
Okay, so let's talk about these AI assistants. The study focused on two of them, both built using GPT-4 from Azure OpenAI Studio. The first one is called the Agile Release Train Coach Assistant.
Yeah, think of this assistant as like a super-powered prep tool. For those prime meetings at Austrian Post, it analyzes data from spreadsheets like feature lists, team velocity, available capacity, and flags potential risks like overcommitment or features that seem kind of out of place in the development cycle.
And I heard that the researchers found that this AI assistant was actually faster at catching errors in the data spreadsheets than the human team members.
Oh yeah, it was much faster.
One participant even said it was very handy, even when it made the occasional small mistake.
It was a big help. It really highlights how AI can augment human capabilities, even in tasks that we consider to require human intelligence. It frees up the human team members to focus on higher level thinking and decision making.
I like that. Now, the second AI assistant, the Scrum Team Assistant tool, takes things a step further. It operates during the daily Scrum meetings and gives real-time guidance through pop-up messages. It can flag deviations from Scrum guidelines, remind people to stay focused, and even offers a post-meeting summary with improvement tips.
Here's where things get interesting. The initial version of this assistant was a bit too direct with its feedback. Participants found the messages aggressive and lacking empathy.
Ouch, what did they do? Just scrap the whole thing?
No, they didn't scrap it. They iterated, just like any good Agile team would. They refined the language, made it more friendly, less intrusive. Instead of bombarding the chat, they switched to subtle pop-up notifications.
So it's more like a gentle nudge.
Yeah.
In the right direction than like a robotic reprimand.
Exactly. And this iterative process highlights a key takeaway from the study. Designing AI tools for human collaboration, it requires careful consideration of those social and psychological factors. You can't just throw technology at a problem and expect it to work perfectly right away.
It makes you wonder, what happens when you've got an AI telling a team how to be more agile? Does it actually lead to more effective meetings? Do people even follow its advice?
Well, the study found that the AI assistants did lead to improvements. In meeting focus and efficiency, teams were more likely to stick to the time box, address those crucial topics, and identify potential roadblocks early on. But it wasn't all smooth sailing.
You mentioned some people found the Scrum Team Assistant tool a little intrusive.
Right. Some participants appreciated the reminders and guidance, but others felt like the AI was micromanaging them, or even observing them during the meeting. One participant asked, "Does this mean we have to change how we work?"
That's a good question. It gets to the heart of how AI might change team dynamics and autonomy.
It does, and that's why the researchers emphasize the importance of human oversight. The AI is just a tool, it's not a replacement for human judgment and decision-making. The Scrum Master, for instance, still plays a crucial role in guiding the team and deciding which AI recommendations to adopt.
So it's about finding a balance between AI assistance and keeping human agency.
Exactly. The study actually gives some good recommendations for teams thinking about integrating AI into their Agile workflows, like assess team readiness, design the AI to fit team preferences, and the team's level of Agile maturity, and ensure there's clear human oversight.
Sounds like a solid plan for navigating this new world.
And to make things even easier, they even have a checklist. in the supplementary material
Yeah.
that teams can use to evaluate the readiness for AI integration.
Wow, they actually made a checklist. That's awesome.
Exciting.
Especially for those of us who aren't coding wizards. But even if you aren't a developer or data scientist, this study offers some valuable insights into the evolving landscape of work. AI isn't some futuristic concept anymore. It's here now. It's changing our meetings, our processes.
It really is. This research gives us a look into a future where AI is a normal part of how we collaborate and get things done, but it also raises some big questions.
Like what happens when we let AI tell us how to be more efficient, more agile? What role does human intuition and creativity play in a world increasingly shaped by algorithms?
Yeah, it really is a fascinating dilemma. On the one hand, we have this potential for AI to streamline our work and make us more efficient. But on the other, we have to think about the impact on human agency and all those uniquely human qualities that AI can't just replicate. It's a tough balance to strike. And the study had some interesting observations about the differences in how those two AI assistants were perceived and used. Remember, the Agile Release Train Coach assistant worked behind the scenes, prepping for the prime meetings, while the Scrum Team assistant tool was giving that real-time feedback during the daily scrums.
Yeah, one was more of a silent partner,
Yeah.
and the other was actively participating in the meetings. Did that impact how people reacted to them?
It definitely did. The Agile Release Train Coach assistant was generally seen as more helpful and less intrusive, maybe because it wasn't like directly intervening in the flow of the meeting. It was like having a really efficient analyst who could quickly process information and point out potential problems.
That makes sense. People are probably more open to AI assistance when it's helping them prepare, rather than critiquing them in real time.
Exactly. And the participants really liked that the assistant could catch those data errors way faster than they could. It saved them a lot of time.
But what about the Scrum Team Assistant tool? You said that some people found it a bit intrusive.
Yeah, the real-time feedback definitely started some interesting discussions. Some people thought the reminders were helpful, keeping them focused and in line with Scrum principles. But others felt like they were being micromanaged by the AI. It shows that line between guidance and surveillance.
It sounds like transparency and user control are really important. Teams need to know how the AI is making its recommendations and have the option to change the settings, or even turn it off if it's not working for them.
I agree. It's not about replacing human judgment. It's about giving teams the tools to be more effective.
So where does all this leave us? Are AI meeting assistants the future of Agile?
It's still pretty early, but this research gives us a good idea of what that future might look like. AI can really boost Agile practices by automating tasks, identifying risks, and helping teams stay focused and efficient. But we have to integrate it thoughtfully, thinking about both the technical and human sides of working together.
It's a good reminder that AI is a tool, not a magic solution. We get to decide how we use it to shape the future of work.
That's right. And like with any powerful tool, we need to use it wisely and responsibly.
Lots to think about as we go into this new era of AI-powered collaboration. This deep dive has given us plenty to consider about how AI is changing how we work, especially in the Agile world.
It really is an interesting time to be seeing this technology evolve and to be part of the conversation about how it impacts our lives.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights on this research. It's been a really informative conversation.
So it was my pleasure.
Until next time.